Welcome back to Rich Words Music, where today we're looking at this. It's the Tone City Golden Plexi 2. And yes, you heard that correctly, the mega-selling mini Marshall-in-a-box pedal that took the internet world by storm a few years ago has had an upgrade. It's a second edition with a few tonal tweaks. And what we're going to do in this video is go through as many of the different sounds as we can get with the Golden Plexi 2 as possible. But we'll get to that in a minute. Now, I'm willing to bet that the vast majority of you watching this video have heard of the original Golden Plexi, and many of you have probably owned and played them as well, but you probably heard about them first the same way that I did. I remember that about 5 or 6 years ago, it was Andertons in the UK who started stocking Tone City pedals over there, and they had a video with Lee Anderton and Rob Chapman where they were checking out 5 or 6 of them, and the first one was the Golden Plexi. And I remember Lee saying in that video that Rob Chapman was super skeptical about the Tone City pedals before they plugged them in, because, you know, mini mass-produced Chinese cheap pedals and so on and so on. But the minute he struck the first chord with the Golden Plexi, he was 100% sold. You can see it on his face as he does it. And at the end of the video, Rob literally throws money at Lee to buy the Golden Plexi off him. And because of the nature of Anderton's videos, I don't think that was pre-planned or anything like that. I think Rob literally wanted to throw money at Lee to buy that pedal there and then. And I think a lot of other people did the same thing with the Golden Plexi too. The original Golden Plexi pedal was massively well received and sold bucket loads, and for good reason too. It would turn any rig for 40 or 50 pounds or dollars into a snarling rock and roll box of Marshall goodness. That's what the pedal did. It was simple, it had a couple of weaknesses, but that's what it did, and that's why so many people bought it and were very, very happy with it. Now, I actually stumbled across this pedal quite by chance. At the moment, I'm planning a Plexi comparison video for my channel, and I wanted to get a Tone City Golden Plexi to use for that, for the cheapest of the options. And I was looking around for used ones on the local eBay marketplaces and so on, and couldn't find one at a decent sort of a price point. So I went onto a couple of the online dealers that I generally look at, and lo and behold, that one of them, the Golden Plexi 2, was staring me in the face. And it cost 50 euros, and I just snapped it up straight away. And it's not on the Tone City website as of filming this video in early April 2022. And so I wrote to Tone City and said, hey, I've seen this Golden Plexi 2, what's the difference, please? And they told me that they've addressed 2 of the key weaknesses with the original pedal. The first is that they've reduced the noise in the second one, because the original could get very noisy as you hiked up the gain. And the second thing that they've done is a godsend, I think, for most people who are going to be buying this one. They've made the gain control much more usable. So on the original, you'd go from basically no gain, turn it up just a tiny little bit, and you'd have full on everything up to 10. So what we've got now is a much more controlled sweep of the gain knob. It should be much easier to dial in low, medium and high gain sounds as we want them. So this is the Golden Plexi 2 then, very simple pedal. There's a gain control here, a volume and a tone control, and what we're going to do now is play it. So my rig for today is going to be my Hughes & Kettner Black Spirit 200 head, and we'll be on the Amps Clean channel for the majority of the playing demo then. We'll use my Fender Telecaster for single coil tones and my Epiphone Les Paul for humbucking tones, and what we're going to do is play as many different riffs in as many different genres as we can on both guitars, just to hear how versatile the Golden Plexi 2 really is. And at the very end, what I'm going to do is play a loop on each of the guitars. We'll do an indie rock loop with the Tele, and we'll do a classic rock loop with the Epiphone Les Paul, and we'll then play that over and over, tweak the knobs on the Golden Plexi 2 and see how extreme this pedal can go. Enough talk then, it's the Tone City Golden Plexi 2. Let's play it now, and we'll speak in more detail about it afterwards. Okay then, so that was the Tone City Golden Plexi 2, and I hope you enjoyed the playing and the tones. And the first thing you'll have noticed straight away is that this pedal sounds like a Marshall in a box. It does that rip-roaring high-gain plexi thing, and it does it really well. And for €50 or $50 or whatever this is going to cost you wherever you live, it's an absolute bargain, I would have to say. I bought this pedal with my own money, by the way, so I'm not being paid to say that or anything like this. I really think this pedal is very, very fun indeed. I guess we could end the video there, really, couldn't we? But I am going to tell you in a little bit more detail what I like and what I also don't like so much about the pedal. So let's do that now. So there's a bunch of things that I like about this pedal, but the main one would have to be that it sounds fantastic. It does all those Marshall tones. It turned my clean amp into a snarling rock and roll machine. And what I really like about the Golden Plexi 2 as opposed to the original is that it's a lot more tweakable in terms of the gain. I found with the original that you were either on 0 or you were all the way up to 11 straight away. You couldn't find that nice middle ground. And a lot of what I tend to play, indie rock and classic rock stuff, is kind of that middle ground. And I did sometimes struggle with the original Golden Plexi to get those tones. Not so much with the Golden Plexi 2. I really do feel like the gain control has a much smoother sweep and it's easier to dial in those subtle shifts in the amount of gain that you want. So full marks there for the tonal upgrades that they've done to this pedal. I really think they've done a great job and it sounds lovely. It sounded great for all the push clean stuff as well. The indie rock, fantastic. The classic and hard rock, really good as well. You're not going to be playing really kind of modern, chugging, tight, high gain, down tuned metal with this pedal, but I had a go at doing that and it would work if that's what you wanted to do. So it's actually a surprisingly versatile pedal in terms of tones as well. Other good things about it, the price we've already talked about, very, very affordable. The size, it will fit on any mini board. If you've got a small space on your pedal board and you want some delicious Marshall-y dirt tones, you can fit this pedal pretty much onto any kind of board that you would want. It also feels like it's very good quality. It's a solid metal chassis. It's built like a little brick and I feel like I could actually chuck it against the wall a few times and it probably wouldn't break. The knobs feel really solid. Everything feels well constructed. So full marks to Tone City for that. And what I'm really saying here is that it would be suitable for gigging, I feel. You could have this on a pedal board. You could be jumping up and down on it throughout a series of gigs, throwing it in and out of the back of the van as part of your touring rig, and I think you'd have no reliability issues whatsoever. So full marks there to Tone City for the build quality, for the sounds, for the versatility and the price. I really, really like this pedal in all of those regards. And so we can quite clearly see that there's a lot of good stuff to say about the Golden Plexi 2. It's very, very good in many regards. But what about the not so positive stuff? Well, actually, the only thing I can think of to say about it, which is not overwhelmingly positive, is the fact that when I was playing it with my Epiphone Les Paul, that guitar has hotter humbuckers, and I found that even when I had the gain all the way down on the pedal with the Les Paul, I was getting low to medium gain drive sounds. Now I like that, it's a cool thing, but if you're after pushed clean tones with humbuckers and this pedal, this is possibly not what you're going to get. But again, I don't think this is really what the Golden Plexi 2 is for. This is for proper, in-your-face rock and roll Marshall tones, and for that, I think it's excellent. And for anyone who's out there thinking about getting a pedal like this, you've got a smallish budget, or you've got a smallish space on a pedal board and you're looking to fill it with some Marshall-y type tones for about £50, dollars or euros, the Golden Plexi 2 has to be at the top or near the top of your to try list. So go and try one. There are a bunch of different Marshall in a box style pedals out there for every size, shape and budget as well, and you'll have to try and find the one that works best for you. But I think that many people are going to be very happy with the Golden Plexi 2, and I think even for people who have the Golden Plexi original edition, you're possibly going to want to consider upgrading to. But give it a try, go down to your local store that stocks it and see if this pushes your buttons just in the same way that it did mine. And if you're still here, don't forget that I teased the fact that I do have a Plexi pedal comparison video coming at some point. I'm going to be comparing the Tone City Golden Plexi 2 with some of my other Plexi style pedals like the Bogner Lagrange, the NuX Plexi Crunch, and a few more, which I won't give away now. So stick around, stay tuned to the channel for that. And if you're still here and still watching and haven't given the video a like or given the channel a subscribe, consider doing that. That would make my day, and that would also help this little Rich Words music channel, and it would help the small community that we're slowly starting to build here. But if you'd like to watch another video from me, there's a couple of nice suggestions being given there and there. You can also sub to me by clicking my little face up in the corner there. But that's been it for today's video. I've been Rich for Rich Words Music, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.